Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the new policy that we have for national ranking list rankings, and that we're going to follow track all the sanctions and keep track of the yellow cards or the written reprimands and enforce the rule of that there's a mandatory disqualification for receiving a second written reprimand or a second yellow card. So first thing, just off the bat, just to show the decision chart for this, just to help you out with it. It's fairly straightforward, but kind of helps to see it mapped out. So we start with a case where the jury determines to issue a yellow card or written reprimand to a competitor. So first question we ask, is this a fist race or not a fist race? And again, we're dealing just with a domestic fist race. So let's say it is a fist race. Then we always have to keep in mind that we've got basically two sets of results. We have one set of result for all the active FIS members, and then we have a set of results that's for all competitors. So there are always a substantial portion of the competitors in a FIS competition that are not FIS active. So so if they are a FIS active competitor, then we have to the superiority lies in reporting lies with the FIS list. So so it's a yellow card is issued. It is a FIS race, and it is issued to a FIS active competitor. So that yellow cards get reports to the FIS system and the FIS TDs. You all know how to do that. So first yellow card. Goes to FIS, and it just stands as a written reprimand. The second one is a disqualification for the result, and but the key thing for that FIS competitor is that offense, there's sort of no double jeopardy for this, so they're not added to our national list. So basically, when it comes to this reporting that we're doing, we're only doing that through FIS with the FIS active competitors. So it is a FIS rate, but so this competitor is not FIS active in this FIS race, then they're treated essentially as if it was not a FIS race. So if it's their first offense in this in a national race, and I'm going to show you what the list is to see where they're at, what their status is. Then they just get added to the list. You just report them as written reprimand, yellow card, submit the sanctions as normal. If it's the second offense, then you're gonna add them to the results as disqualified due to a second yellow card, and report the sanction. We report it as disqualification due to second yellow card. So it's actually, if I maybe clarify that by showing this is the PDF version of the sanction form, has this again same questions as the online form. So your choices are written reprimand, yellow card for a first offense, but if it's a second offense, then it's disqualification. You're checking disqualification due to second written reprimand. So going back to this flow chart, so here adding to your clicking written reprimand, yellow card. Here you're clicking disqualification due to second yellow card. So if it's not a FIS race, then everybody is lumped in the same category as they are over here. First offense becomes a yellow card. Second offense becomes disqualification due to the yellow card. So how do we know if this is a first offense or a second offense for this competitor? Go back to our Nordic officials resources, and over here in sanction reporting on the second tab, the second link is a Google Sheet that has a current listing of all the sanctions. So this will get updated each Monday, or maybe later, depending on how timely you all are with reporting. So that will get updated before the weekend. It's all ready to go for this weekend. So I click on that, and this is a sheet that's a view only. Only I can edit this. But you can download it and sort it. If it starts to get really heavily populated, you can do some sorting on it. As you click on it, it will be sorted by alphabetical order by the last name as we start to get on it, as we started to get populated. So the critical question here is status. So this is following the convention laid down by FIS. So these are the 3 sanctions that have been reported thus far this year, so there's not a lot of information there. If it's anything other than a written reprimand, then it is status 2. So 1 is for the first written reprimand, and then when the second written reprimand comes in, it's a disqualification, and the status goes to 0, goes to closed. The record is, they're disqualified, and the record is pushed clean again. So I'm going to actually click over to a FIS list to maybe illustrate this a little bit better. So if you look at the highlighted lines here, maybe got this competitor, and on first race on the top line, if I slide over, you can see that this was a race. They received a written reprimand on the 11th of January, and it was a written reprimand. There was a 1 in this column, and then on a later date, on the 24th, just 6 weeks later, on the 24th of February, they also received a written reprimand. So that also becomes a disqualification due to second written reprimand, and then it goes to 0. So when line 290 here didn't exist, this was a 1, and this was a 1. As soon as the second one came in, and this was a 1, and this was a 1, then these numbers go to 0. So that's just a manual process that I will do on the back end. So the upshot is that when you're getting ready for, or when you issue a sanction and you go to check the list, you're looking, you're going to find your person, your competitor, your offender, and you're going to look and see, are they a 1? And if they are a 1 and you're issuing a second yellow card, then the sanction is disqualified due to second written reprimand. So this this sheet, which is here, linked off of the officials page, has all the information. It will have the status. So again, if you see a competitor that's listed and they have a 1, then your jury issues a second reprimand, sanction is disqualification. So if you know that you're going into a situation where you will not have internet access before you leave the connected world, this sheet, although you cannot edit it, you can download it. So file, download, you can download it as an Excel file, and then it's a hard copy that you have on your computer. And so it's possible you can download as a PDF too. Typically, if we look back on last year, we had somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 sanctions only, so it's not a huge list. We'll probably have a little bit more compliance and reporting this year, so the number by the end of the season is likely to get a little bit higher. So best bet is to figure out how to download this as an Excel spreadsheet, and then you can, when you get on site, you don't need to be connected. You can open it up and you can see, oh yes, this is the status of the people that are in our competition. But if you do have internet access, again, this list is right here. Nordic officials and judges, sanction reporting, sanction list is right down here. All right, good luck and thank you very much.